Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. This is Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video, I will be showing you guys 10 items that you need to learn to crochet. Now these items, I'm not gonna show them in any order of importance or anything like that, but they will just be things that will kind of help you enhance your skills in crocheting if you're learning, especially if you're a beginner. So if you're doing that, I don't want you to go out spending so much money buying all of these items, all of these gadgets to just learn to crochet, because it's not necessary. What I'll be showing you guys is the basic items that you need to just learn. And maybe if you want to spoil yourself later down the road and just buy extra items or just, upgrade and things like that, then you can as well. But this one is just going to be basic, so that if this skill doesn't end up being for you, you would have not spent so much money just to get it started. Because we know we have all made that mistake where we think we're gonna get into this like crazy exciting hobby. We go out and spend so much money buying all the things that we need for it, only to come and find out that we're not really into that, or it's just something that we're not into. Now, what I will also do throughout this video is I will be telling you guys some of the mistakes that I've made. And it's not gonna necessarily be crochet related, but just other things where I got into thinking I was going to be doing this particular hobby or joining these particular teams, when I would spend so much money only to find out it wasn't my thing. So it's just these mistakes that I'll be talking about all throughout the video, so you guys can just kind of relate to that as well. Okay, all right, so let's get started. Okay, so for item number one, of course you need your yarn. Without yarn you cannot really crochet. I don't know if there's anything else out there that you can use to crochet, but like you need your yarn if you're learning to crochet. Now my tip with particularly yarn is yarn can get really expensive, and you can go and spend like $15, $16 buying a skein of cotton yarn or whatever it is, or just like it can get really high in terms of price. So I have this particular one here from Craft Smart. It's one of my favorite brand. It's called Craft Smart Value, and the reason it's called Value is because it's actually cheap. It's $3.99 Canadian dollars at Michael's. So if you're looking to learn to crochet, don't try and go and spend so much money buying expensive yarn, or buying so much yarn that you're not even gonna use at the end of it if you don't stick with the hobby. So this here is super cheap, and if you guys know about Michaels, they always have coupons. So if you go and buy these, and they can give you 30% off, because they often have 30% off coupons, you can get these for less than the $3.99 that I just mentioned. Or in some occasions they will have buy 3 of this brand, or other brands that are this cheap, buy 2 and get the third one for free. So if that is the case, then please, you can buy the 3 if you need 3 different colors, or if you're going to be trying to learn to do something a lot more bigger, that's going to require more yarn. But if you're just looking to just learn how to do basic stitches and things like that, just go grab one of these, grab it in your favorite color, and then come and just abuse it and just use it over and over to learn how to crochet. Okay, so that is my tip and item number one. For item number two, your crochet hooks. Now you guys will see that I chose these particular 3 crochet hooks, and that's for a reason. I have a size 6 crochet hook here. This one is usually, you would use it for like a more chunkier, like if you're looking to have like a chunkier effect to your work, or you have a chunkier yarn, you can use a size 6. And then number 5, which is the most common and is one of my favorite crochet size hook, is just for medium weight yarn like this. Like this is a medium weight yarn, so I often use this yarn a lot for my projects on YouTube, and I usually go with a crochet hook number 5. And then of course you have a number 4 if you're looking to do something a little bit on a thinner side. So these 3 crochet sizes here is what I recommend if you're learning to crochet for the first time. Just go and grab yourself number 6, number 5, and number 4. These are going to be the range that you're going to learn to crochet with. There's no need to go and get 55 different sizes, especially if you're just learning to crochet. You're never gonna use all of them. So this is the best spot for me to talk to you guys about the mistake number 1, and it's related to crochet hooks. So I just told you guys that this is my favorite crochet hook, is a number 5mm crochet hook, and I use this quite often also because this is my favorite yarn. It's cheap and it's soft, it's acrylic, but I often end up going and buying these, and so I just end up using this crochet size hook a lot more than I use the other sizes. But The one mistake that I made when I first started to try and do crochet for long term is, look at these, you guys. I don't even know how many crochet hooks I have in here. I have so many. Let me just take them out of this cup here. Like, look at this. I have so many of them. They're different brands, different sizes. Some of them are plastic, like these pink colors are all plastic. These ones are metals. I just spend so much money buying crochet hooks that I barely use. I barely go into this stash and pick up a hook to use, because I always just default to using these three. Okay, now I haven't been crocheting, like, you know, full-time for so long. I actually started these more on a regular basis in June last year, end of June last year. Because of the confinement, I needed to find something to do with my time, and I decided, I had already kind of learned basic crochet skills, so I decided to just kind of dive into it and you know, experiment more into making like clothings and more intricate things. So that's how I went to starting to crochet long term. And also, by the way, that's not the end of my crochet hook story. I went even further and I got a whole pack here. As you can see, I have so many more here that I ended up buying. I bought these, I think, for like 30 bucks in Amazon or something like that. I did not need to use that money, because when I bought this, I already had all of this and I already had my favorite three. So really just spending money to buy these, and this is literally just always shut like this. I've never even used it. I'll probably just end up either giving it away or selling it. So that is my story number one. And you know, item number two is the crochet hooks. So we're going to talk about item number three. And like I said, these are not in any particular order at all, but you need your scissors to be able to cut your yarn at the end of your project. So this is something that you can just pick very cheap. This is a brand from IKEA. That is like, I think it was 99 cents for me to pick one of these up. So you just need one of these to be able to cut your strands and have this handy. And it's even better if you don't use this with other things throughout the house, because you can easily damage it and then it's not too good for the yarn. The other items that I think is going to be really important as well is tapestry needles or darning needles. You may be surprised why I have so many in here. I got this pack of 100 in Amazon, and I think this one was like $10. It was actually cheaper to buy this many than to try and buy three. Also, if you buy this many tapestry needles, it's okay. They come in multiple colors, and you want to just make sure you if you lose some, or you know, like you just misplace some, you have a ton of them more. And also, the one reason why I really like getting them as a you know, the 100 pack like that is because, or 100 pieces, is because they come in different colors, like I said. So let's take this color here, and let's take our yarn that we just showcased here. They're like literally the same color, like they can literally disappear in there and you cannot tell the different color. So if I'm making a project on YouTube, especially as a YouTuber, if I'm doing a project on YouTube and I need to show you guys how to sew in either, you know, connecting two pieces and things like that, and I need to show you guys where you're supposed to go in and out, and you cannot see because I'm using this color, it's going to be very difficult for you to see that on a video. So by having these many different colors, I could choose like maybe that kind of like baby blue or red or other color that is not going to be the same color as this. So that is just a quick tip. Like, you don't have to do that obviously, but that's just a quick tip. Now I'm going to talk about story number two of a mistake that I made. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, especially in North America, about 4 or 5 years ago, the idea of paint night became a huge thing in North America. Everybody was talking about it. There was Groupons everywhere. And so I was one of those people who discovered paint night, and I went crazy, and I was always attending paint night events. Like, I'm inviting my girlfriends, let's go have a girls night out and go do paint night and things like that. So after about 6 months of doing that, I decided I want to be an artist and I wanted to be a painter. So I, without even thinking about it twice, I went to like art stores and I spent so much money buying paint, buying and different kinds of paint, like different colors. I completely forgot that. I learned that if you just get all the primary colors and mix it, you get your secondary colors. I didn't even think of that, but I decided I needed to get all the range of colors that they have. I got some different sizes of canvases and things like that. I just spoiled myself with all kind of brushes. And then of course I came home, and the first couple of times that I tried to paint, I was just like, I cannot get anything to look like what I used to do at paint night. And I realized it's because I don't have anyone giving me instructions and telling me how I'm supposed to do it. So nevertheless, that hobby went downhill really, really quick. But lucky enough for me, within that, around that same time, I met my current boyfriend, and he's a professional painter. So he was really happy to come into my life and have all these free items all over the place that he could pick up and paint and just do whatever he does best. So that was my mistake number 2. For my item number 5, I was losing track. My item number 5 is a tape measure. So tape measure is very important if you're learning to crochet, because you need to be able to know your sizes, whether it's a scarf and you just want to know how many inches the length of your scarf is, or the width of your scarf. You need to be able to use, you know, a tape measure. But it comes more in handy when you start to do things like beanies or hats and things like that. For example, if I was going to make a hat for myself for the first time and I don't know what the circumference of my head is, this is very useful to just kind of take it, and where your hat would usually go, you just kind of do one of those. And then you just kind of check and go, ooh, my head is about 23 inches, you guys. Let's move on to item number 6. Item number 6 is these guys here called stitch markers. These guys are so handy, you guys, and they're cheap to get. So you don't have to worry about spending so much money. You can get these guys from Amazon as well. By the way, Amazon is where I shop for everything, especially during the pandemic. My items come within 24 hours because I have Prime as well. So these are really, really cheap to get. These ones, I haven't even opened them yet, but they are from Hobby, because I got some yarn from Hobby and they threw these in there because I spent a lot of money. So these guys are good. So I'll just show you guys a project here to kind of demonstrate why those guys are handy. So for example, I am making a skirt. This is a skirt in progress, you guys. So as you can see, this is the length. Okay, and as you can see, making it the waist, where the waist is going to be, is a little bit, it kind of snatches in a little bit, so it makes sense more like this. It kind of snatches in a little bit like that, and the rest of it kind of widens. And to do that, I'm doing 2 different stitches. I'm doing a single crochet stitch along here, and then I go with a half double crochet. And for me to know where I have to stop and do and change my stitches, I use my stitch markers. This is really handy. The other way that you can do, if you just don't have these guys available, or you just don't have money to buy it because we know times are hard, you can also just use, you can just cut a yarn from another color that you have, and you just kind of put it through the stitch like that and tie it. And then when you get to here and you need to change your stitch, you take this out, you crochet past it, and then you put it back. So that is also something that is really handy. Now let's go on to another item. I don't remember anymore, but I will name them in the video. But these guys here, I don't know if you can see, but these guys are called needle threaders. So I'll take some out so you can see. These guys here are super handy when it comes to using your tapestry needle to do, let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, maybe that's not working. But anyway, so if you look at it, let me put it against the hair because then you will see it. So it looks like that. This part of it is metal and this part is plastic. They're so flimsy that you can easily break this or it can come off. So hence why it comes in a pack of 30. So that is good, because if you break one or you just lose them so easily, you have a few. So what these guys are useful for, so I'll just demonstrate here. So usually if you want to weave in your ends for your work, sorry, I'm just trying to grab some of the yarn here. There you go. So usually if you're weaving in your work using a tapestry needle, okay, which is this guy here, you need to be able to put this yarn in here, okay? And this is something that a lot of people find extremely difficult, including myself. I struggle so much doing this. And by using these guys, by having these guys, it makes it easier, and I'll demonstrate to you guys how you do that. So this is how you do this. You just go in here like this. Okay, so you put these the needle threader in your tapestry needle hole like that, and then you put your yarn in the big gap of the threader, so it's hanging like this, and then you just pull it through. Okay, when after you pull it through, you take this thing off and your yarn is in your tapestry needle. So these things make it easy for that. So this is maybe not the most important item, because maybe some of you can easily put this here, but if you have a little bit of a thicker yarn than this, you will literally find it impossible to put the yarn in here. So these guys are handy for that. So again, I will put the link to all the items that I get from Amazon in the description box. Same thing with Michael's, because those are the only two places I think I bought all of this. And so I'll put everything in the description box, so you guys at least know, if you're looking to just check it out, you can go there. Now let's put these guys away, and we're going to talk about three more items. Item number 7 is Pom Pom Makers. Okay, so if you guys are just starting to learn, let's say your niche is hats, okay, because this is where you would mostly use the Pom Pom Makers. So let's say you just love to make hats or beanies and you just want to put pom-poms in them, then I would suggest that you get Pom Pom Makers, because these guys are so easy to use. And by the way, another item from Amazon, so I will put the link in the description box below as well, and I think this one was like $13-12. So first of all, it comes with instruction pack like this that is so clear, with very clear diagrams of how you can use it. So if you're learning to do pom-poms, which by the way, I have a video in my channel to learn how to do pom-poms. So it comes with very clear instructions like that. And also it comes in many different sizes. So I have, this pack was a pack of 4. So I have like these tiny one, I have this one, I have this guy here, which is more like in the middle, and then I have this big guy that this one you will do if you will use if you're making pom-poms for a hat for an adult. This one if you're making hat pom-pom for children. And then these ones can be more like decorative pom-poms if you're making really tiny ones. Maybe you want to decorate your scarf to have like hanging things. That is handy for that. What I also like about this package that I got from Amazon is it came with a scissors in there, which I haven't really used, because I have like three total including this, but I have just this one that I use all the time from IKEA, so I don't usually use this, but it came with this as well. So if you're looking to just kind of gather your gear to be able to learn to crochet, you could try to look at this. It's about, like I said, $13 from Amazon, at least was. So yeah, so that's your item number 7. Item number 8 is this book here. This book here, you guys, is so helpful if you're learning to crochet, and it has over 200 traditional and contemporary stitches that are easy to follow, and they have images. Okay, so I'm just gonna open a page here to show you guys what I'm talking about really quick. So look at this here. First of all, they show you what the basic things that you need to be able to crochet. So most of these items I just showed you guys. And then they have ways to how to begin, how to do your chain stitches and things like that. And then it can go as much as like I'm just gonna open a page quite far in the numbers here so that you can see other things that are. So look, the more you go deeper into the book, the more they show you like more complex designs. So if you're looking to learn to crochet, you can literally get this book and just use this as your Bible, like it says here, the Crochet Stitch Bible, literally. So I love this book. I have already learned, or before I started to crochet for YouTube, I already knew how to do all of the basic stitches that are included here. So I got this more for references or just to learn some of the stitches that I never knew existed. Okay, so this is also from Amazon, and I think it's $16.99, so it's not very expensive. And by the way, all the prices I'm giving you guys are in Canadian dollars because I live in Canada. So if you live in the US, it may be different prices. If you live in other parts of the world, it could be different prices. But in Canada, Canadian Amazon, this you get for $16.99. and it's super helpful. So this book, if you're looking to learn to crochet, it's a must-have. And I know everybody now watches YouTube videos to learn to do anything, but not all of us are the same. So there's people who just want to go the old way or the old-fashioned way and just kind of follow instructions that are written. So this will be a good friend for you to have. And then my final item that I'm gonna show you, you guys are going to think, oh no, I don't need that, but I think it's really important. Just a notebook, just a simple notebook, you guys. This notebook is useful because you can easily write your ideas. So let's say you're learning to do a certain kind of stitch and you want to know how many chains you're doing or how many this and this. It's good to kind of just write it down because it's very easy to forget, especially if it's a new skill that you're learning. You can easily forget what you're doing, and then you will not even realize that that you're wasting time going back to videos or going back to books like this to go and reread everything all over. So that was my item number 10. But I also have a few more learning mistakes that I made that I would like to share with you guys. And I'll just quickly share two, I think. I have two. Anyways, one thing that I wanted to learn to do a couple of years ago, because like I told you guys before, I came from Africa when I was very young, and I never learned how to do any Canadian sports, especially winter sports. So I wanted to particularly learn how to skate and how to rollerblade. Those, you guys, if you know what I'm talking about, those are expensive. So I decided to go out before I even stepped my foot on ice ever before. I decided to go and buy skates, which were $200 something. I went and buy rollerblades, which was $200 something. I bought like the protections. I got like leather gloves that way if I fall I can protect myself. I got a helmet that was super expensive as well. I got like shin pads, and that was just a waste of money because I didn't need to do all of that before I even realize if I was gonna enjoy the thing or not. Because the first time I stepped my ass in the skating rink, guess what? I fell and I fell and I fell, and I said, this is enough. After 10 minutes, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And that was the last time I was on ice. The same thing with rollerblades. I put these goddamn things on, and I was rolling down my driveway and I could not stop, and I was just embarrassing myself, and I decided I will never do that again because guess what? I'm going to, oh, by the way, a part of that was also a bike. So I guess it went up to about $2,000 because I bought a goddamn expensive bike that is now sitting in my shed doing absolutely nothing and collecting dust and getting flat tires and everything that's not good with it. So all of these things I did before I even realized it was something I was going to enjoy. So the lesson is, don't spend so much until you find out if it's going to be something that you enjoy. There are places that you can rent skates. Go rent them, go try to do something, and if you don't like it, you don't have to spend so much money. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun talking to you guys, chilling on my bed and having this beautiful necklace, this beautiful African necklace on that goes so well with my shirt. I had so much fun doing this with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned some lessons from it. And I hope you guys are happy crocheting, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao, ciao!